Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio, and today I'm working on my mission inspiration. This one is October. That was the list of prompts and the color recommendations. If you want to pause it back there, you can pause it and just do a snapshot of that if you'd like, or you could go to the Facebook group, Mission Inspiration, and join it and follow along and do them every month. So the first prompt I'm using is add torn fragments of book text or sheet music. So I'm using a mixture of both. The music book that I have is really brittle and pretty old, so it breaks up really easily. Anyway, so I'm going to cover this up. This is my travel brochure that I am using for my Mission Inspiration journal, and we're just going to cover up what's there and create a nice background to start with. So there we go. Now the next prompt I'm going with is to create a frame around your page. Well, I decided to use all the white edges of the book pages that I had used to create the frame. So I just show a couple of spots here. I picked the ones that were corners to go in the corners, made it much easier. Then I don't have to worry about trimming the edges, right? I already trimmed all those fragments that were overlapping. And we're just going to create a border. Try to get ones that will fit in the spots. I don't think I make you watch the whole process of doing that. And I am using, for this one, I believe I am using matte medium to glue them down. You can use Mod Podge or Decoupage. I think I'm out of just about everything. I have some matte medium left. That's where I'm at. So to emphasize my border, I'm going around with the Stabilo All, and then I'm just going to activate it with water and create sort of a shading around that frame. I thought this looked really cool, I have to say. Not sure I'm happy with what happens later. I mean, I like the final result. I do like the final result, but there's a lot of yuck in between now and there. Just warning you. And there's like a whole section. I do this whole section of stuff and then I end up scrubbing it off, but you can see it in the background, so I kind of kept it in so that you could see what I did and see for yourself whether or not you liked it before or after. Okay, so the next prompt was to draw Zentangle, or what is it, Doodle, Zentangle, or Scribble. So I drew. And there's also the add focal image. So this is basically going to be part of my focal image. And I know this is drawing, this isn't scribbling or Zentangling yet, but it could be considered a doodle. So once I get the leaves in here, and I am going for the fall theme, I decide to do some doodles or Zentangle-ish, really just lines inside the leaves. So that's what I do next. So for October, Mike gives you two options for the Mission Inspiration. One that's more Halloween colors and one that's more fall colors. So I went with the fall colors, and of course I'm not matching the colors exactly. I'm using what I have. That's my goal, is to use what I have. I spend way too much time in Hobby Lobby and Michael's shopping their clearance. I don't need to buy more stuff. Alright, so not sure how much of this I should make you watch, because it all ends up kind of not going to plan. So maybe I'll edit this, we'll jump forward a little bit. Alright, that's better. This one ended up being kind of long, probably because of this whole process, and then things just not working out the way I wanted to. So the next prompt was to stamp using ink or paint, and I'm like, well, I can add some more leaves to the background. I made this leaf stamp out of fun foam. Okay, it's not my fanciest, happiest. Probably should have been brayering it on. I'm not really happy with it, but I keep going. Do you ever just think, okay, I'm just gonna keep going. We'll add a little more color to it. We'll, you know, it'll all be okay. I think this whole process ends up tinting the background. But it all counts, right? This counts as my stamping. That counted as my doodling. Even if you can't hardly see it in the end, it still counts towards all those prompts. Globby, heavy. Like I said, maybe if I brayered it onto that fun foam, would have been a little bit better. But it just keeps getting worse. And the two types of leaves don't really go together. They've got two different feelings going there. You can give me your opinion. Yeah, see, I'm just like, I'll just cover up the doodles. But yeah, I decide, nope, it's coming off. We are just gonna wash this off. And the drawing was done. Some of it was done with, well, I think it was all done with Poscas, but I think they must have still been a little wet because they did wash off a little bit. The black did not, but the other colors did. Oh, they were the acrylic paint markers that I got on clearance. That's what they were. So they were not Poscas. The black was the only Posca. But so it's just giving my background a little bit of interest, right? We're just adding layers and texture. Alright, so once that's completely washed off, we're going to go ahead and paint those leaves on. Okay, so using those same colors, I am just going to paint the leaves. And forget the stamping. I have my stamp marks on there. That's all we get for stamping. On the prompts there was like a burgundy sort of color, so I do add a little bit of, I think this one's called berry wine. It gets in there and looks a little brown, but it kind of works with the leaves. And don't you like this much better? I feel so much better about what's happening on the page now that I've gotten rid of the doodles and the squishy stamping. You can tell me what you think. side, I want to crisp up those lines again a little bit, so I'm just using my Posca, and the paint is dry now, and just doing a bit of an outline around each of the leaves just to make them really sharp. Thinking about it, this part could count as my stamping too, actually, because I am going to stamp the word harvest onto a separate piece of cardstock and add it to my focal image. And now I'm realizing, okay, you have to spell it backwards. There we go. I found these bigger stamp letters at Tuesday morning. I was kind of excited. I have smaller ones, but these ones are a lot better. I have some block ones and they don't line up very well. I mean, I'm still crooked, but I'm not bad. These ones line up a little bit better than my other stuff. Alright, so we're just going to trim that down to size. And I think I decided it was too white. I'm just going to add some of that yellow color to it just to, you know, make it not so white. And I didn't even wait for it to dry before I started distressing the edges. Probably not the best idea. But I just wanted to roughen them up a little bit. And then I rub a little bit of ink around the edges. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to add my focal image and that word. Well, the leaf is too, and I'm trying to decide which pumpkin I want. I made these quite a while ago with jelly printing, and thought it was time to put some of them to use. I do decorate during Halloween and Thanksgiving with them a little bit, but this is a good spot for one of them. So one of the prompts was to add staples, or I think it was stitching. So I decided to staple this down. I don't have a long arm stapler, so this is the best I could do. There we go. That was a struggle. Alright, so that's stapled in. And let's see, the next prompt I think was add a small element of sparkle. So these are stickles. I have a few of them left, and it's just kind of a brown one, so I just added just a tiny touch into the reddish brown areas, and that is my sparkle. Just didn't really fit, you know, so alright, so the next prompt was add handwriting. So I wrote, always do your best. What you plant now is what you will harvest later. And that's by Augmendino. Yeah. Anyway, that's a quote I found about harvesting. Thought it was good. I hope you liked this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, And if you'd like to see more from me and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.